Surviving Death is a new documentary series on Netflix that explores real-life accounts of near-death experiences, as well as signs and communications from loved ones from the other side. I sat down with award-winning producer and director Ricki Stern to talk about why this series is so special to her diverse body of work.
The question of what happens after we die has intrigued humans for as long as we've been around.
As a physician, I know that most people don't think about death really until they're forced to.
My friend Leslie Kane, who wrote this book, Surviving Death, had given it to me, and I had started to look at it, and I just happened to mention it to the executives at Netflix, and they were hands down interested. Like for everyone, you know, I hate the word skeptic because I don't even really know what that means, but I was not someone that was interested in this. I'm not particularly spiritual or religious or thinking about it. But I read Leslie's book, and it taps into something that I think no matter what your beliefs are or your religion or your upbringing, culturally, you are curious about it.
Their loved one from the other side is there helping them cross over.
These signs and messages are always around us.
I would say, send me a cardinal when you get to heaven.
We were editing it and doing sound mix when COVID and the pandemic shut everything down in New York City, and then ultimately, you know, in the world. But and so I finished the series from my kitchen table. You know, the kudos to all the people who are in the post-film world in New York.
I had been without oxygen for 30 minutes, and the statistical likelihood of my survival should have been 0. My body was bloated and purple, and I had fixed eyes. There's absolutely no doubt in my own mind that I was physically dead.
What I like about the series, and I think what people are attracted to, is that it's real people who've had these experiences.
I was immediately greeted by a group of somethings. I don't know what to call them. People, spirits, beings. I didn't recognize any of them, but they had been important in my life story somehow. The pathway was very thickly covered with hundreds of thousands of flowers and the aromas of flowers. It was exploding with every color of the universe. I believe I was in heaven, God's world, whatever you want to call it.
We got into it from the perspective of these serious-minded researchers, doctors, scientists.
A near-death experience, sometimes called an NDE, is a profound experience that many people have when they come close to death. Probably between 10 and 20% of people whose hearts actually stop will report these dramatic near-death experiences.
After-death communications, often shortened to ADCs, are those experiences that people have that they regard as encounters with somebody who has died and has come back to them in some form to communicate to them that they continue to exist and that they are happy and healthy.
I would say, Mother, now, could you send me a cardinal? Send me a cardinal when you get to heaven, then I'll know that you made it. And so she would always say, I'll try, or if I can, I will. The day after her service, we were all sitting around playing canasta. She was kind of her favorite game. And all of a sudden we heard something hit the window. There's a cardinal. And we're saying, oh my gosh.
You know, I think there is a stigma and there is a closed-mindedness to, you know, the way modern medicine thinks about death, in that, like, once the body dies, that's the end of life.
You live this life full of energy and purpose and love and hope and dreams. And does all of that disappear? Your body disappears, but what about all that energy that you brought to living? Is there a kind of echo that we leave or a cosmic imprint of that?